We got Christian Braun, far away from crew in here.
CB, how ready are you guys to play and to do it on this stage?
I think we're about as ready as we can be. The next couple of days will be big for us, just learning more about them and their plays and stuff. But everybody has a lot of room to grow at this point. But as ready as we can be, we're excited. I know a lot of the guys are really excited to get to the Garden. It's a lot of people's first time playing there, so we're excited.
Your first time?
My second, because we play Duke my freshman year. Yeah. Yeah. Good.
What does it take to play in there and kind of stay out of your own head and just focus on the game and not worry about where you are in the stage?
Yeah, it's super exciting. It's your first game, your first real game of the season, so you're super excited. You just juiced up, ready to play. And then for me, it was my first game of my career. My first actual game against Duke. So I played a total like 2 or 3 minutes. So I didn't play very well. But like you said, it is an exciting place, and you got to stay focused. Because it's probably the best place to play, in basketball. So the guys will be turned up, and we'll be ready to go.
Where do you feel like this team is at right now, as far as just gelling together with all the newcomers coming in?
As good as everybody else probably is. I think, like I said, we've had a really good offseason, just getting to know the guys, stuff like that. But we got a long ways to go defensively, stuff like that. But that'll come. Pretty much every team I've been on since I've been here is kind of at the same point. You're still trying to figure some stuff out, but you're just excited to play. So we'll be turned up.
Are there specific areas defensively you guys are really kind of honed down right now?
No, I would just say just guarding your man. Like I said, everybody's got stuff to improve on, but we just got to take pride in playing one-on-one defense, and we'll get there, like I said. But it takes time, and you see every team, as the season goes on, mature a little bit defensively. I think if this team can get to that level, that we have been in the past, that Kansas teams are used to being at, we'll be a really good team.
What's the biggest benefit of playing a game like this to open the season against another big name opponent and obviously the whole world watching? What does that do for a team?
Well, it teaches you a lot, just because, like you said, it's the first game. So we'll learn a lot about who we are, what we have, where guys are at, specifically. So we'll learn a lot, but it doesn't really mean much, in the grand scheme of things. You want to get the win. You want to be 1-0. You want to get a win in the Garden. But it doesn't really mean too much. A lot of people like to look at the rankings, and these 4 teams that are in the tournament or whatever are always highly ranked. So a lot of people like to look at the rankings, but all that stuff doesn't really matter. It's just a first game.
Do you know much about their lineup or roster?
We've heard that they go the offensive boards really hard. They got a big guy inside, but they're really well coached, like they are every year. And all these teams will be there in this. So we don't know too much about them. Like you said, it's the first game. But we know they'll go to the offensive glass, and they'll be really well coached, and they'll be a good team.
Are you glad you already had a little road trip to Tulsa to prepare for road?
Yeah, it won't be quite the same. One's on the plane and one's on the bus. So it'll be a little better for this one, I think. But yeah, I think just that routine for the new guys will help them. Just the schedule is pretty strict, when you're on the road. So it'll be a good thing that the guys have already done that at least once. And the young guys especially will, get used to waking up, going to shoot around, stuff like that. But like I said, we're excited for it.
I know Coach talked about kind of hard to find a rhythm in an exhibition game where you play so many guys, 6 minutes, that kind of thing. But was there anything you gained chemistry-wise from the other night?
For me, it was exciting just to see all the new guys, find their roles. And like I said, as you go on throughout the year, you'll see guys get more comfortable and stuff like that. But we're not at that point yet. So you're just seeing what guys can do. You're seeing a lot of guys that are super excited, are really turned up, trying to learn the plays and stuff like that. So it's really exciting for them. But for me, just, taking a bigger step into my role this year is something that I'm really excited for. And I think the Tulsa scrimmage really helped with that. Just get, kind of your feet under you, get some shots up in game. So that was good.
How much feedback did you get on that dunk that was on social media?
It's a scrimmage, so it didn't really count for anything. But got a couple people that text me.
Did you hear about it?
Yeah, people probably forgot I could do that.
Christian, when you say that new guys feeling each other out, that typically has certain kinds of connotations. But this year, with different circumstances, the new guys, a lot of the new guys are actually very experienced even in this league. What's been like? What's the experience you've seen so far from the inside with the team coming together and new guys doesn't necessarily have the same connotation?
Yeah, I would say that. I would say the new guys, they do have experience elsewhere, but I think it's a little different with Coach Self. So those scrimmages and these practices and these shoot arounds leading up to the games, I think have a different intensity with Coach Self. So the new guys are used to a lot of things, but like I said, there's not really probably many coaches around the country that hold you to the standard that he holds you to. So I think there's guys adjusting to that. And you'll, like I said, you'll see that throughout the season. But once guys get adjusted to him, get adjusted to the role, and this team comes together, and we turn on defensively, I think we have a really high potential.
You've done a couple of these now, this particular game. What's the biggest key to getting off to a good start? You obviously lost to Duke.
Yep.
I think you had 20-some turnovers that one, but
Mhm.
then last year you got the win in an empty gym. So have you learned about anything from those? What's the key to getting off to a good start?
Defense. That's why I think I've said it a couple of times. I think that's the biggest thing. Defense and turnovers. I think my freshman year we had like 29 or 30 turnovers, probably set a record. So like I didn't get to contribute much to that, but I'm excited, to get to start this one off. But like I said, it's a big thing to get a head start defensively and make the other team play worse. There's not a lot of times the first game of the year, you're going to play really well. You're going to come out there and hit a lot of shots. You're in the Garden. It's a tough place to play. There's a lot of pressure. So hitting shots is not something that'll probably win you the game. It'll be defense and making the other team play worse than you play. And we talk about that a lot. Coach talks about that a lot. So if you can make the other team play worse than you, a lot of times you'll get the win. And then it's not going to be pretty a lot of times. So it's always going to be a first game. I mean, it won't be pretty, but that's how you get wins early in the year.
You know any of that guy?
Malik Hall, yeah. So I played,
Of course,
I played AAU with him for 2 or 3 years.
Right.
Yeah, so I was really close with him and his family. So it'll be cool to play against him and see him. He's doing great.
Yeah, what do you like about his game?
He's tough. He always has been. He's like a big, strong foreman. He can do a lot of different things with the ball in his hands, without the ball in his hands. So like I said, I'm excited to see him play. Obviously, I want to see him lose, but just for this game.
Thank you, CB. Has anyone got any questions out there? All right. Thank